Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. And when I mean a new video, I'm reshooting a video because unfortunately my video that I transferred from my phone to the computer to edit got corrupted. So let's get into this. The first episode of Patrickplayz Tech Tips, or aka PatTechTips, or we still haven't figured out a title. It's gonna be something insane. Let's do this. Hey everyone, in this video we are reviewing and giving my thoughts on the Logitech G305. This wireless gaming mouse to be more accurate, is one of Logitech's flagship gaming or not really flagship, but its lowest end wireless gaming mouse. The G305, none like its fellow brethren and siblings in the Logitech gaming brand, is one of their cheapest wireless mouse, and it's the only one out of their whole lineup that relies on a is it a triple A or is it a double A? I'm pretty sure it's a double A battery. And unlike all of the other Logitech gaming mouse, it doesn't have a secret department where it holds your USB dongle. Well, it does, but all of the other Logitech mice does not have a removable battery, which is very interesting. Out of all of Logitech's gaming mouse, this is the only one that doesn't have a rechargeable battery. But would I recommend it to you guys as a first wireless gaming mouse? Or mice, depending on how you say it. And I'd 100% agree to recommend this. It's not the worst gaming mice. It's actually one of the best ones I've actually used. And I haven't used too many, but I haven't used too little. I've used a handful of different mice over the years, from not just Logitech, Acer, but just from Logitech, Acer, Dell, and of course HP. So what's the difference between the Logitech G305 than using a Logitech G502 wired, which was my previous mouse? And why did I move from the Logitech G502 to the G305? So let's get into it. First off, it wasn't really an upgrade choice, but actually a choice after my G502 stopped working with its right click. The right click stopped working, and for some reason later down the line, the actual scroll wheel locking function completely just stopped working. And I could have figured out a way to fix it, but I chose to actually just replace it, mainly because I have always planned on replacing the G502 at some point, which is specifically actually called the G502 Hero, mainly because it had also been phased out by Logitech. There is still a G502 Hero still on the market to buy at most local retailers, but the one they're really pushing now is the G502X. And you might be wondering, why did I go with the G502X? Well, most models of the G502X, depending on, of course, currency, the Australian dollar, most of them are above $200. Currently they are on sale for the cheapest one of the wireless version being at $169, and its wired counterpart being at $129. That is still a decent price, way cheaper than when I bought my G502 Hero. But when I was looking for my replacement, it was really up to the G305 or one of the many other brands like Razer, Corsair, and HyperX. The reason I chose the G305 was mainly because I've pretty much used Logitech products for most of my setup. The webcam I'm currently using is a Logitech Brio 100, a full 1080p 30 FPS webcam with 720p 60 FPS, which is way better than my previous webcam, which was a Microsoft 3000 Life HD, which was only max frame rate was 30 FPS 720p. which is quite shocking for a webcam that was released back in 2017 to be its full capability being 720p 30 fps HD at its highest. So what can I recommend about the Logitech G305? And if you are looking for a gaming mouse for the first time, should you buy the G305 or should you stick to a more cheaper wireless mouse and see how you go? If your intentions are mainly gaming, the G305 is a perfect product. The Logitech G305 has, of course, Logitech's light speed, wireless speed, Logitech branding of Bluetooth for its dongle, but also has pretty much all of the bells and whistles you would need for a starting gaming mouse. You got your right trigger, your left trigger, your scroll wheel, a DPI changer, and of course your side buttons for back and forward when on a browser. So pretty much this works pretty much like any other wireless mouse, and it has a higher DPI for specifically gaming. And it actually sits comfortably in my hand as so. So what about comparing it to its more powerful family members in the Logitech tree? You can go for many of its wired counterparts like the G203, the Logitech G502 Hero, the Logitech G502X, which is its wireless which is the new wireless counterpart for the G502, the G703, I believe it's called, which is a light speed wireless mouse, which is actually the first one you can actually buy with a rechargeable battery, with of course actually the G502 Hero, G502X I believe does now have that feature. I wouldn't though confirm on that one because it's also something I've only recently looked into, only because I do feel like I can always upgrade at some point from the G305 to that mouse. But for now I'm sticking to the G305. Now about the G305, what's its best capabilities, and is it better than some of the rival brands like Razer and Corsair? And I did my quick research on this, and what I could tell is that pretty much Corsair, Razer, and all the other brands do have its own versions of the G305, of course, but of course not being called the G305 because it's owned by Logitech. Some of them are either cheaper or more expensive depending on where you go, so it really depends on where you go when it comes to this. But the local retailer that I usually go to does still just have the G305 at the cheapest of all of its wireless mouse, with the G305 at most expensive when I've looked around is around $88 to $99 Australian, which would approximately be different of course in US dollars, because with unlike the other brands, Logitech has MSRP and of course whenever there's a Logitech sale, which pretty much most of the time that I've noticed Logitech does have a sale for some of its products majority of the year. So if you don't find the G305 on sale, there's highly likely a G502 on sale, or a Logitech G435 I believe is their headset on sale, or of course one of their various Logitech products that aren't actually the gaming line. So either way, in my opinion, I don't think Logitech really sticks to their MSRP most of the time when they're selling it, which is actually more beneficial for not just Logitech but the consumers, as more people would buy their products and actually stick to them. And as long as I've used Logitech products, which my first mouse surprisingly was Logitech, was an old Logitech M283 I believe, or an M183. It's one of those very old ones that they've rehashed so many times, which honestly is one of my preferred favorite mice, and I don't own it anymore, so kind of sad I don't have it. But currently my mice, all of the spare mice that I have are either Logitech branded or dead Logitech mice that I have sitting around, or just some old Dell or Acer freebie mice that they give you when you buy a desktop owned by either Acer or Dell or of course HP. So as a recommendation, as a beginning mice for anyone who's looking for a gaming mice, definitely recommend the G305. It's a decent mouse and it comes in, I think, 3 colors: lilac, which is a purplish kind of color, white and black, and of course solid black. And in my opinion, I think you can't go wrong. Currently there are of course probably more colors coming from Logitech at this moment, but with them making so many different products, highly likely you won't see crazy colors like some of the other brands, like how Razer has a bunch of different colors of Razer green, or how some brands have various colors of the same color, just different shades. So for now, if you are looking for maybe a green Logitech gaming mouse or a blue Logitech gaming mouse, you probably would be better off getting the white version and customizing it yourself, or you can just buy a solid color for now, and when they eventually do release their own various color models, maybe at some point you can upgrade to those. But for now, the G305 is a decent mouse. But compared to some of the other wireless mouse, and if you do have the budget, I would not say that it's a bad idea to not get the G502X, or even the most powerful and most best gaming mice from Logitech, the Logitech Pro Superlight X2, which is honestly an amazing mice that I've yet to use, and I've heard many good things about it. And it's actually a similar form factor as the G305. But one last thing I will say about the Logitech G305 is that compared to all of the previous mice I have used, the Logitech G305 is a decent one. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next one, I'll see you all later.